All right, progress at the border as apprehensions drop for the second straight month.
Customs and Border Protection says that in July, they encountered just over 82,000 people along the U.S.-Mexico border. That's a drop of 21% from the month before. The officials are crediting Mexico for helping with the crackdown on illegal immigration.
Joining us now, Acting Director of Citizenship and Immigration Services, Ken Cuccinelli. Ken, thanks for being here this morning. Appreciate your time. So
My pleasure.
When you look at put those numbers in context for us, they still seem high for a lot of people. What do you give credit to the drop for?
Well, first of all, this drop is a result of President Trump keeping his promises on immigration. And unfortunately, he hasn't gotten any help from Congress in doing that, as we've been requesting for some time now. But he continues to use every tool in the toolbox. And you mentioned Mexico. This president has dealt with Mexico in a way completely different from any of his predecessors, Republican or Democrat. And he has succeeded. We are getting cooperation from Mexico that we have not gotten before. They're patrolling their own southern border more vigorously than before. We also have the Remain in Mexico program, where tens of thousands of people who've come across our border illegally have had to wait in Mexico for their asylum hearings so they don't get released into the interior of this country. So President Trump's different path of dealing with this is succeeding. And we also hope that with the first steps in the Guatemala cooperation agreement, moving that forward again, because the president has dealt with the Northern Triangle countries differently, that offers more opportunity to keep reducing these numbers.
All right, so the numbers are going down, but they're still extraordinarily high. But did you notice the Democratic delegation who was in Guatemala yesterday? Yeah. What do you hope they see and hear? And are you encouraged or discouraged that they're there?
I am always encouraged when I see attempts to find facts and truth in this debate. As you all know, and you've talked about it on your show, a lot of rhetoric flies around, but there are some basic facts that are hard to escape. And you mentioned while this last month's numbers are an improvement, they're still crisis level. 82,000 people coming across that southern border exceeds any month for years, except for the last 4 months. And so we still have a lot of work to do, things we've been asking Congress to do, including the congressman down there in the Northern Triangle countries, including the Speaker herself, and they have taken zero action on this stuff, nothing. And we aren't truly going to get our arms around this problem for the long term until Congress closes some of those asylum loopholes that we have been all but begging them to do.
Ken, what about this Nashville mayor? His name is David Briley, and he was blasting the president for immigration raids in his area. He released a video online. It was a Spanish language video on how to avoid ICE, telling them not to open the doors unless the agent has an order signed by a judge, don't sign any papers before speaking to a lawyer, and they had the right to remain silent.
Well, when we have government officials aiding and abetting people in violating our laws, we've fallen to a pretty bad place. And it isn't just this mayor. We've seen it in Los Angeles, in one of the biggest cities in the country. We've seen this same sort of behavior. But the reality is, and a lot of Americans don't know this, over 1 million people here illegally have gone all the way through the due process pipeline. And believe me, we provide a lot of due process for folks and still have federal orders for their removal, and they refuse to obey them. So if you're ICE, if you're Matt Albence, the acting director of ICE, you have an enormous task in front of you just with people already through the court process, the adjudication, to determine they shouldn't be here any longer. And there's a lot of people we need to remove. And mayors like that one in Tennessee don't help.
Speaking of enforcing the law and removal, down in Mississippi, there was a series of raids on poultry processing plants. Ultimately, 640 workers detained. We just learned that 300 of which were released. But there's been a lot of spin and hyperbole about these actions. Tell us what the context is and why they happen.
Well, first of all, ICE has dramatically increased their enforcement actions over the last year, this year over last year, literally 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then some. And what you saw in Mississippi was an operation involving 7 locations with 3 employers who their ICE's investigations demonstrated were breaking the law by hiring illegal aliens instead of American citizens. And mind you, Mississippi has a higher unemployment rate than the rest of the country. So this is not a situation where there's no one else available. We also have the H-2 program, visa program for legally present aliens to participate in employment, but that isn't what was happening here, and that's why ICE was busting these folks, and they literally were using hundreds of illegals to do their work, to beat other people in their business. So they were cheating here, and they are being held accountable now thanks to ICE.
All right, Ken, a decrease, but still not palatable.
Still a long way to go.
Long way to go. Let's hope August numbers decrease again.
Thank you,
thanks, guys.
Ken Cuccinelli, thanks.